The next topic is causes of biodiversity loss. The increased rate of species extinction that the world is facing now, it is only because of human activities. Following are the major causes of loss of biodiversity. The first is habitat loss and fragmentation. Habitat loss, it is the most important cause which leads to extinction of plant and animal species. For example, earlier the more than 14% of Earth's surface was covered with tropical rainforest. That is, the tropical rainforest, they covered there was a time when they covered 14% of Earth's surface. Now this the tropical rainforest, now they cover just the 6% of Earth's surface. The most of the land is utilized by the human beings for their needs. तो जो इतना रेन फॉरेस्ट का एरिया कम हो गया है, तो दिस इज द habitat loss for various plant and animal species, and these are being destroyed very fast. And you must have seen in the news, very recent news, that the Amazon forest, which are called the lungs of the planet, Amazon forest, which are called the lungs of the planet, and they are harboring the millions of species, and these forests, they are being cut and they are cleared for cultivating soybeans and for maintaining the grasslands so that the beef cattle can be raised. So this degradation of habitats and also the pollution that has led to the threatening of many species. And another is the fragmentation. Fragmentation means the habitats, they are broken into smaller fragments due to various human activities, and many mammals and birds, their territories and the migratory birds, they are badly affected, and this has led to decline in population. So what is the first factor? That is the habitat loss and fragmentation. इसमें आप क्या लिखेंगे कि earlier the tropical rainforest, they covered 14% of the earth's surface. Now they cover just the 6% of the earth's surface. So this is clearly an example of habitat loss. And Amazon forest, which are called the lungs of the planet earth, they which harbor probably millions of species, they are being cut and cleared. For what purpose they are being cut? To cultivate soybeans and to maintain grasslands to grow the beef cattle. And second is the pollutants, they also affect the habitats of various organisms. And then the fragmentation, the means the habitats, they are divided into the smaller fragments, and this fragmentation, these fragments, because of the human activities, they have affected various mammals and bird species, especially the migratory birds. Now, the second cause of biodiversity loss is over exploitation. Human beings, they depend upon nature for natural resources. And since the need of human beings is turned into greed, it has led to the over exploitation of natural resources. And in the last 500 years, many species, they have been lost by over exploitation, and the species which have lost, their examples are the Steller's sea crow and the passenger's pigeon. The examples of the species loss due to over exploitation. And presently, many marine fishes also, their population is decreasing all around the world because they are over harvested, and they are used for some commercial purposes. The third cause is alien species invasion, यानी बाहर से आप कोई exotic species ऐसे introduce कर देते हैं which becomes a threat for the indigenous or the local species. For example, the Nile perch, it was introduced in Lake Victoria of East Africa, and this alien species, it has become a threat for 200 species of cichlid fish. 200 species of cichlid fish, CICHLID, cichlid fish. So, introduction of Nile perch, it has become a threat for 200 species of cichlid fish which were already present in Lake Victoria. Another example is of Parthenium, the carrot grass, and water hyacinth, that is Ishornia. Introduction of these species, they have become the cause of loss of many native species. And another example is of introduction of African catfish, that is Clarius garipinus, for aquaculture purpose. This is posing threat to this catfish, African catfish. Now it is posing threat to indigenous catfish in our rivers. Another cause of biodiversity loss is co-extinction. When a species become extinct, the plant and animal species which is associated with it in an obligatory way, that also becomes extinct. For example, when a host fish species it becomes extinct, तो उस पे डिपेंडेंट जितने भी पैरासाइट्स थे, they also become extinct. Another example is of plant pollinator mutualism. Means as long as the pollinator exists, the plant will exist, and vice versa. So these are the few causes of biodiversity. That is habitat loss and fragmentation, over exploitation of natural resources, alien species invasion, and the co-extinction. These are the four major causes of biodiversity loss.